Okay, I started out with about a 10-inch diameter by 4-inch blank of ash. Here I'm starting just to rough out the outside using a 3/8 inch bowl gouge. Now I'm starting to put the tenon on, and I want the tenon as large as I can get it into the chuck. You want a lot of tenon, and you want as long a tenon as you can get, because you need a real good hold on this blank. Here I'm finishing up the blank on the outside. Now I'm going to use a parting tool and clean up the tenon so that the tenon is nice and squared. And I was a little bit uneven on the outside, so I'm going to go in and clean up the outside and smooth it off. Now I'm using a 1-inch scraper to scrape the outside of the bowl smooth. A few passes until I don't see any more rough spots or dips in the side of the bowl. This will make it easy for sanding later. Turn the bowl around, and now I'm going to clean up the face of the bowl. I found that you have to clean up the face, or you really want to, because when you go in with the coring tool, it's going to make a big difference whether that face is even or whether it humps in and out. As you can hear right now, the tool is kind of chattering because I'm hitting high and low spots. And you want it pretty well even before you go to the coring tool. Just finishing it up. Looks good. Okay, now I'm going to take it over to the big jet lathe to do the coring, because I don't have a coring set up to fit on the Mini. Here I'm hitting it with a 600 grit diamond file, stone, whatever you want to call it. And doesn't take a whole lot. Just kind of clean it up until you see a good shine on the cutting surface at the top. You don't even need to really do the whole face. And now we set it up with the tool in the rack so that it's centered on the turning. And we're going to start at about 1100 probably RPM. And now you're going to push the end of the handle towards the tool rest there where the tips of my fingers are, and just work it in. And we're running about 1100. As you can see, it should go nice and smooth. You get a lot of chips, so you have to brush those off once in a while so that you can see where you're at. And a lot of people will slow it down as they go. I do sometimes I don't. I'll probably go down to about 600 or 500, you know, at the slowest. And some try to shut it off now and then bust the bowl out, and I just kind of let them fall out. Alright, now I've changed tools and going back for the second bowl out of the core. You get a lot of wood chips and it really throws them, so I usually put my hand down to kind of deflect them out of the way a little bit. And as you see, the core should go nice and easy. You do get a few catches and kind of slowdowns on the lathe once in a while, and you just kind of rock the tool and you may get it going again. And then you may have to pull it clear out and kind of start over and widen out your kerf that you're cutting in there. It depends on the piece of wood. One goes perfect and the next one seems to be a lot of problem. Now I've turned the bowl cores around, and I'm going to use a parting tool and cut a tenon on the back of that. Now this tenon only needs to be, 3/16 of an inch long or deep. It doesn't take a whole lot to hold that bowl core on to finish that bowl out. Got the big one done, now we'll do the small one. The big one I used a parting tool, this one I'm using a skew because I'm going in from the face. And it's just a real short tenon, and now I've got 3 bowl blanks ready to take over to the other lathe and finish turning. And that's how easy it was.